So my name is Umaina Iqbal. I'm a freshman at Yonkers High School, and I stand here today to give you my input on what I think would make Yonkers a better city. So as a young teenager who has grown up in the same house and neighborhood, I've been lucky to experience the beauty and comfort of Yonkers. Since I've resided in the same area my whole life, I was blind to issues circulating other parts of Yonkers. As I attended school, matured, watched the news, my eyes opened up and I began to notice that our city needs improvements that are capable with the voice of Yonkers youth. The reform that I aim to shed light on is related to my generation, drug exposure and abuse. Minors participating in the usage of drugs is a common news report worldwide, but we are viewing those news reports with little realization, since there is a possibility of our children being potential victims of drugs, not just physically using harmful drugs, but being affected by the environment of drug users. My generation learned about the dangers of marijuana, alcohol, vapes, opioids, cocaine, and etc. in school. But was there an effort made to instill the major importance of avoiding or speaking up if these illegal substances were personally encountered? In my experience and knowledge, that act, unfortunately, has not been established. Did you know, or informed your kids, that statistics show 20% of high school students are exposed to forms of drugs on school grounds? The NIDA archives show a survey of more than 46,000 teens, which includes 30% of 10th graders and 40% of 12th graders, admit to using at least one drug in their school year. This is because our teenage minds are very impressionable, so whatever we see our peers participate in, we believe that we have to as well. Surveys on drug use and health show that 1 in 10 children around the age of 17 go home to parents using drugs. We have in fact lost students from high schools because of irresponsible encounters with drugs. If you ask me, these rates are unacceptable, and therefore we can start part of a change for this widespread issue here in Yonkers. Now, how can we start a change? How can we teach our teens? We need more clubs, programs, organizations, youth-to-youth teams inside and outside of school to educate my generation. It is not necessary for individuals running or being part of these clubs and groups to hold former experience of drug exposure and abuse, but the spots should be open to any teen willing to learn and spread the message of the importance related to knowing the harmful impact of involving yourself in substances and drugs. We need to have local therapeutic groups like this. I also believe adults who are advocates for avoiding drugs or past victims of drug exposure and abuse should be active needs clubs. More involvement of parents, teachers, student staff, and administrators in the idea of developing these clubs and groups will be heavily beneficial and impacting. If an adult provides a profound insight into these situations, I guarantee kids will feel more motivated to participate. Teens should also have a safe place or person to talk in or to share if they're waking up to people at home using drugs, or kids at school peer pressuring drug usage. If these clubs and groups are established, teens will feel more comfortable to give their point of view for personal and surrounding health and safety. To give an example, there's a group home by the name of Turning Winds in the state of Montana who quote on their website, "Though there are likely good group homes in the Yonkers, New York area, these state-run partnerships typically only provide housing for mentally and physically disabled children and adults who cannot live with their families or on their own. These group home environments are generally not therapeutic and do not foster true change for troubled teens." End quote. This simple review conveys a lack of Yonkers in regards to the health of our teens. Turning Winds have taken in Yonkers teens and provides residents of 13 to 17 years of age with personalized 3 to 9 month special treatment plans on mental health and drug counseling. They teach their residents through intriguing activities and engagement to make them feel at ease and not at blame or consequence for falling into the harm of drug exposure and abuse. To end off, Yonkers needs to work on keeping our teens away from harmful, illicit substances and drugs through programs that teach and encourage to do so. The future of Yonkers lies in the hands of our youth. And if we are not set on the path earlier in life, Yonkers will not be able to remain on the right path either. Officials and representatives of Yonkers should work closely with teens to make these changes and reforms possible so that they are long-lasting and beneficial for incoming generations. We teens need the extra reminder and push, simply because we are not fully matured yet, to not let our lives literally go up in smoke. Thank you.